What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Feels like this time last year, talking a similar piece. With Connor McDavid suffering a serious injury. Last year, obviously broke his hand in a fight. This year, the broken clavicle will have him out, as Peter Chiarelli said, months. Tony Romo suffered a similar injury and is still out 8 weeks later. So take that for what it's worth. I know different sports and everything, but we're talking, and I don't know the nature of the specifics of both injuries, but it's I'm not a doctor. I just played one on an internet video blog, but definitely a tough blow. I mean, McDavid was as hyped, and was really just doing some amazing things that you were going, what? How is this kid this good? And then you get people like me going, I knew this was going to happen. But it's just definitely a tough blow for the Oilers. I mean, they were really, I think, starting to play some good hockey the last couple games. Losing the heartbreak at Calgary sucks, but prior to that, they looked pretty damn good. And just the kid was a big reason why. I mean, the team was energized. They were, they really were buying into what McClellan was selling, and really just I think looked pretty. They were better than they have been. And Rome wasn't built in a day. It looked like McDavid was going to be that key building block that helped return the Oilers to relevancy. And, they're playing an exciting brand of hockey up there in Alberta. And unfortunately, he's out. I just saw Jordy and Barstool tweeted they open January 2nd, they play Arizona. McDavid's return versus Domi and Duclair. That'd be an interesting, scenario. But, I think he's out. I'd say probably over under. Let's call it January 15th. And I'm actually gonna look up the dates right around then. I mean, he's not done for the season. I think he'll be back, and he could come in and still win the Calder. I think Mario Lemieux missed half the season and still won the scoring title because Mario Lemieux could do whatever he wanted. So again, it's just one of those situations where it's like, damn, there was reason for optimism. You really Edmonton looked like not an AHL team. They looked like a legitimate National Hockey League team. They wouldn't have made the playoffs with McDavid in the lineup all year. I mean, let's be realistic. But at the same time, I mean, you can't help but be like, oh, well, they're good and they're not, pushovers. They would have played Pittsburgh this week. It would have been McDavid versus Crosby, which, all that hype, and that's not going to happen, which, sucks for people like me that, have to write and talk about the game on, YouTube. It's, you look at the next 3 games. Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Anaheim. It's like those are 3. I know the Ducks are struggling, but the reigning champs, the proverbial face of the league, and the Ducks, even prior to their skid had Stanley Cup aspirations, so I think still do. So I'm actually pissed. I was gonna see him play next month against the Bruins, and not playing. So obviously, I'd still go over and catch Edmonton. See Taylor Hall and them. Actually, last time I saw Edmonton play, Taylor Hall had the puck down in Tampa, so still get that in my room. But it's just definitely one of those tough situations. I was excited to watch him play, and good kid. I mean, friend of the show, has a Power Play with CJ T-shirt. Just can't say enough good things about him personally and as a hockey player. And it sucks that it comes to this, but he'll come back. He'll be fine. This will be. And I don't think it wasn't a cheap shot by Philly at all. Manning and Del Zotto, just a tough thing. I mean, he burned Manning to the outside and kind of skated himself. Again, just one of those things. You can't hold a grudge against the Flyers defenseman. It's part of the game. People get hurt. If you're gonna sit here and grind an axe towards those guys, you're a moron. But feel bad for Connor. Hope he gets better. Hope he gets well soon, and is back on the ice doing the things that make him such a special player, because he's a great person off the ice and one of the best players in the world on the ice. Anyway, that's all I got to start of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for episodes for the season and beyond. Later, guys.